There's a place in Brazil, just north of Rio de Janeiro, where lush green eucalyptus forests sweep grandly from the mountains to the ocean, in the coastal states of Espírito Santo and Bahia. Covering nearly 420,000 acres, these eucalyptus plantations are owned and managed by Aracruz Cellulose, one of the world's leading producers of market pulp for making fine printing, writing, and specialty papers. The Aracruz pulp mill in Espírito Santo is the largest single pulp facility in the world, producing more than 2 million tons of market pulp annually. The mill is fed by fast-growing eucalyptus trees, which can be harvested every 6 to 7 years at heights of up to 100 feet. Eucalyptus pulp is highly sought after by the paper industry because of the fiber's unique characteristics, which give paper high opacity, softness, and good absorption, qualities that are important to tissue, printing, and specialty paper manufacturers. Since pulp mill operations began in 1976, the Foxborough business unit of Invencis has been an integral part of Aracruz's continued success. The first production line, Fiber Line A, was controlled by Foxborough PCI 100 pneumatic instrumentation. Production capacity was expanded in 1986 when Fiber Line B was brought online, increasing production from 400,000 to 1 million tons of pulp annually. In 1995, Aracruz management overhauled both lines to modernize them and eliminate production bottlenecks, while expanding their overall production capacity to 1.2 million tons per year. The original pneumatic control systems were replaced with IA series system controls from Invencis. Over 125 field enclosures provide I/O interfacing to more than 1,500 field instruments using Foxcom communications. In addition, in-touch human-machine interface software from Wonderware, another business unit of Invencis, was installed to create new process visualization screens for operator control of woodyard operations. With operations at the mill running so smoothly, Aracruz management initiated in the year 2000 their largest project ever, the construction of Fiber Line C and the upgrading of Line A and B controls. The Fiber Line C project was an $825 million undertaking, the largest capital investment in the worldwide pulp and paper industry in many years. With this massive undertaking, Aracruz sought to establish itself as the world's premier market pulp manufacturer. Fiber Line C would add 780,000 tons per year capacity, bringing the mill right to the 2 million tons per year production level. Following a year of planning, consultation, and project definition, Aracruz management chose 9 different providers for process equipment for the Fiber Line C project. They also decided to continue their strong relationship with Invencis. They chose Invencis to be the primary automation supplier for the project. Aracruz decided to run this project with a partnership concept implementation, where the main suppliers would work together to achieve common quality goals and to meet deadlines and budgets.
When we decided to go with the IA system architecture in an effort to get the operator closer to the production floor, the ease with which system configurations and control and instrumentation configurations could be matched up with the motors was crucial, precisely because of the ease with which the IA system could be configured.
The IA series system was chosen to control Fiber Line C. The existing control systems on Fiber Lines A and part of B would also be upgraded with IA series. Aracruz's objective was to improve management of the mill's productivity by providing a unified view of each line's independent operation. Invencis had a difficult challenge for this project. coordinating between all the process equipment suppliers, consultants, and the Aracruz project team to design and implement the required field measurements and the automation system. Each day, logs arrive by barge and by truck from the eucalyptus plantations and are unloaded directly into debarkers and chippers that feed each line. The chips are conveyed into the pulp digesters, where they are cooked at high temperature and pressure to remove lignin from the wood fibers. The brown pulp stalk is washed and screened before being bleached white and fed into the drying machines. The pulp is formed into a continuous mat. The dried pulp is cut into sheets and baled. The wrapped bales are transported by truck to the nearby port, where they're shipped to customers around the world.
The performance of Foxborough in particular was outstanding in this project. First, Foxborough was the deliverer for the overall instrumentation and automation and DCS of all the packages. So the role of putting all this together, plus the role of acting with each one of the different packages on a successful way, was a very difficult task, and Foxborough did a very good job here. The other point to mention is that automation nowadays is the heart of a project. We cannot run a mill without a very good automation. The results we are seeing now, we have had a very successful startup with very, very few disturbances due to automation, and this proves that the performance of Foxborough was very good since the early start of the conception until the startup of the project.
Aracruz's new IA series system consists of 5 network nodes with Unix servers and Windows NT workstation processors. All field equipment was supplied by Foxborough. This includes instruments ranging from pressure and temperature sensors to flow, pH, and conductivity devices. These instruments are networked to Foxborough field enclosures for managing remote I/O, and from those to fault-tolerant control processors. Also, 22 micro IA processors are used to connect intelligent motor control centers via Profibus protocol to control all motors in the mill. A Trident triple modular redundant safety shutdown system from Triconix, another unit of Invensys, is used for protection of the oxygen reactor. No other PLCs are used on the pulp lines because all field instruments are interfaced using a Profibus network.
Redundancy is very important to us, and the remote internet-based IOs, which we discussed with Foxborough, are what we think will best suit our requirements. We are convinced that we made the right choice, and as a witness, we have the new mill already up and running.
Aracruz chose to implement Foxborough Intelligent Remote I/O because of the increased architectural flexibility and lower cost of installation and maintenance it provides. It greatly reduces the wiring needed and allows placement of I/O wherever it's needed, all in a seamless and uniform configuration. All I/O points are treated as objects so that collected data is identified with the appropriate device.
This remote-based architecture, in addition to bringing us a tremendous savings in cable, drastically reducing wiring, also the savings in air conditioning, chemical filters, and processes needed to suitably treat the air for our environment, also translated into a sizable advantage. These weighed very heavily in our calculations of technical and economic advantages in favor of the decision to go with the IA system.
Invensys was also contracted to provide process optimization of fiber line C, advanced process controls for the continuous pulping, oxygen delignification, washing, bleaching, and chemical recovery operations were provided by a team of Invensys application specialists from Brazil and North America. All engineering work for regulatory control was managed by Invensys as well. The ESCOR unit of Invencis participated in the simulation of the pulp production process implementation. They supplied the control system portion of the technique that provided the project team with a comprehensive tool for system checkout and operator training. The final step of the plant upgrade was to completely redesign the 3 mill control rooms to allow for the addition of Line C operating. The existing control rooms for both fiber lines and chemical recovery had to receive the workstations for the new C line. For this reason, the existing CRT workstations for all 3 lines were replaced by modern command centers from Foxborough, which have 2-tiered LCDs. Enormous space gains resulted. The same footprint that earlier accommodated 2 lines now has 3, avoiding a huge expense for additional control rooms and making possible the coordinated control of all 3 lines from a single location.
The relationship between Aracruz and Foxborough began in 1976, when we were setting up the first mill. We are now on our 3rd plant installation, and our relationship is still going strong. Indeed, it has been growing all this time.
With the help of IA series system and field instrumentation, and Invencis project services, Fiberline C began operation in May 2002, ahead of schedule and within budget. Aracruz is now utilizing their automation system to continuously improve their product quality and production efficiency, which means that every bale of market pulp produced by Aracruz has a little bit of Invencis at its core.